Hey, what's going on, everybody? Boilon here, back for another video on Raid Shadow Legends. I hope you guys are all having a great day today because I have something super exciting to tell you guys. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about my brand new promo link that is going to bring you some absolutely crazy, never before had characters in Raid Shadow Legends to start a new account journey. It is absolutely crazy. These are some of the best epics in the game, and they've never been available previously by Plarium, and now they're giving them up. So I have to talk about it today, including all of the other champions that you're going to get alongside this new start. And we're going to break down the characters one by one, what they're good at, and why you want to have them. So before we get started, though, so if you use the QR code in the top right, you will, of course, get to start with Tholan Falbeard. He's an amazing dwarf legendary DPS. He is amazing. I use him every single day. Not even joking. And these are the three new epics that you're going to get. You're going to get Stag Knight at level 10. You're going to get Rector Drath at level 20. So this was on my previous link. But Fahrakin the Fat at level 30. So we have Stag Knight and Fahrakin the Fat. These two are huge champions, and we're going to be talking about them in this video. You can also get yourself another starting legendary by the name of Tuhanarak. Amazing Void legendary support. Really, really great. Pick it up while you can. Use the promo code Desert Queen in the first 48 hours of a brand new account. And that's not all, actually. I also, of course, if you're a new player, you will be able to get your hands on, oh, sorry, wrong button, Ezio, right? So if you've been playing, then you just have to log in for 7 days to get Ezio Auditore from the Assassin's Creed collaboration that's still running for the next, I think, maybe month or so, I think. So don't delay. That's an amazing start. So you're going to get Ezio, you're going to get Tholan Falbeard, you're going to get Tuhanarak, and then you're going to get those three amazing epics, two of which never have before been seen on a content creator promo link. So I want to get started with the epics because I think that's going to be the most important. This is the newest thing here to talk about. So at level 10, which does not take very long on a new account, you're going to get Stag Knight. And Stag Knight is one of the coolest epics and one of the best progression champions as well to start your journey off. So again, never before seen on a link at all. In fact, Stag Knight actually had his own promo code. Like, you know how you're going to get Tuhanarak? They had one for Stag Knight where you could just get this epic. He is that good that he has his own promo code. But you can see that he has like 900. The reviews are all really solid here. Very great in pretty much everywhere, I would say, as far as early dungeons go. His A1, which gives a 30% decreased speed. It's a 2-hit attack, so there's a pretty good chance that you're going to land this. It can go up to 50% with epic books, which are not too difficult to pick up. So this is really good. And this is a speed-based game, right? So being able to land this on the bosses, most bosses do allow you to speed down them. And so this is pretty important to have. And it's on a basic attack. Like, you don't need a cooldown for this. His A2, Huntmaster, is on a cooldown of 3 with books, but it has a 70% chance up to 95%, which is kind of weird because you get 25%, 95% chance. Anyways, of placing 60% decreased defense and 50% decreased attack. These are some of the most important debuffs in the game, and it's AoE, so it's going to hit everyone. So whether it's wave content, whether it's boss content, this is going to be a very, very powerful character to allow you to do this. And especially for early game, he has a passive where if you fail to land a debuff, he's gonna put a 50% accuracy buff on that ally for 1 turn anytime that the ally has a debuff resistance. So, this is really great in the early game when you might not have all the accuracy gear to be able to land everything fully. Really helpful. So Stag Knight is one of the best characters. He's also from Bannerlords, which is not the best faction, but he is like the best epic champion in that faction. So it really helps when you're clearing content related to this as well. Stag Knight is a really great progression champion, and I'm so glad that I'm able to bring them to you guys. Now, Knight's Revenant, this is going to be for Rector Drath. Now, Rector Drath is basically the best, I would say one of the best epic healers in the game, which is why I wanted to keep her on my promo link. So she does have a 50% decreased attack debuff as well on the A1. This can go up to 50% chance. It's not as reliable as Stag Knight's A2, so do keep that in mind. But she has like a monstrous heal. Heals all allies by 20% of this champion's max health. So the more HP on Rector Drath, the more healing that you're going to do. Also, if you happen to fully heal people up to full HP, it's going to place a Perfect Veil buff for 2 turns. This is like a stealth buff. But the difference on Perfect Veil is that you get a 15% damage mitigation buff as well on top of that. So as long as you have Perfect Veil, the enemies are hitting you for less with this as well. You're also going to get an extra continuous heal buff if they did not get a full heal. So it's basically either you're getting Perfect Veil or you're getting an extra continuous heal regen. So there's that. And also she does have a solid revive mechanic as well. Single target, but does fill 60% HP and 60% turn meter, and then Perfect Veil for 3 turns, which I think is pretty good there. So yeah, really great healer. She also does do additional healing as well. Whenever an ally under Veil or Perfect Veil buff gets a turn, it heals them by 10% of their max HP and increases the resistance of all of them by 50. So that can be very helpful, and she does have a 55 resist Doom Tower aura if you're struggling there when it comes to debuffs. So that's Rector Drath for level 20. Then we need to talk about this bad boy, who I have used significantly throughout my Raid Shadow Legends journey, and that is Fahrakin the Fat. So this is basically the first time that they're allowing Fahrakin the Fat on a promo link. This one is huge, right? He's got an insane amount of reviews behind my head here. Almost 1,300 reviews in a lot of different game modes. He is very strong. We're going to talk about why that is. Let's talk about his A1. So his basic attack has up to a 50% chance to apply a 60% decreased defense. So these are important debuffs, right? So whether it's Rector Drath or Fahrakin the Fat's single target for the attack and defense, Stag Knight does both of that in one skill. So it tells you exactly all you need to know there. His A2 does HP burn and poison, so this is good for like long-term kind of damage, this kind of thing, for longer fights. But it's going to be this skill, Beatdown, because he is one of the few epic champions that can do this and bring in your entire team to attack the enemy. So places a 30% increase crit rate and crit damage buff on all allies except himself, and then all allies except himself will attack the target. So if you have 4 characters or 5 characters, they're all coming in and targeting the same boss or whatever enemy that you're fighting. This is very strong in Fire Knight, because in Fire Knight dungeon, you basically have to knock down his shields by doing a lot of attacks in a row, especially multi-hit attacks. So if you have this, it is super useful. I think he might actually be the only epic that does this, I think, because a lot of them are legendary characters that do the same thing. And some of the other epics, like Morag Bronzebeard of the Dwarves, doesn't bring in the entire team. It brings in like 1 or 2 champions. So Fahrakin the Fat really is the best epic champion that can do this. It is very crazy good. Also, his passive deflects 20% of all incoming damage that he takes, receives onto all allies. It's kind of spread out. It's kind of weird because I actually would have expected the reverse, where he absorbs damage from others, but hey. So he's basically going to survive longer because he's shifting the damage to the rest of your allies. So again, some of the best epics in the game. You can't, it's insane. And then we got to talk about the 2 legendaries, well, 3 legendaries, including Ezio, that you're going to get through this link as well. So let's talk about the dwarves. Where's the dwarves? Tholan Falbeard, you're going to get this guy right when you start your new account. He is insane. I'm telling you, I use him every single day in my account right now. He came out in June of 2025, is a fusion event champion, so he is a very, very powerful character. You can see right here, he's got 3,600 reviews. He's got a lot of, he's insane. So he just does a lot of AoE damage. He is an insane wave clearer that you have to have on your account. Any new account needs to have this guy. Okay, so he has an AoE A1. It also has a chance to apply the weaken debuff, which means that they're going to take even more damage. If they're part of the Corrupted Alliance, which is a specific faction base, it's going to be a higher chance. I also can't be resisted if they're from that faction as well. And he gets an extra turn if he places the weaken debuff on all the enemies at the same time. And when you're fighting a boss, this actually does apply as well. His A2, it does a lot of damage. It's a 2-hit attack. It just wham, bam. It does so much damage. And also it ignores target's defense, ignores more if they're from that faction. And then it also, over time, over longer fights, it actually decreases the enemy's attack up to 25%, which is a lot in things like Demon Lord and Clan Boss. It also raises his attack up to 50%. Okay, so this is really big. You're getting 2 hits, right? So you're getting 10% increased attack per time, and then you're decreasing the enemy's attack by 10%. So you can use this up to 5 times over the course of a fight to get him 50% attack. It's crazy. More AoE on his A3, except this time he gets an increased attack buff before he actually does it. So really powerful. It hits so hard. Oh my god. And then every 5 turns that he takes, it basically does a free A1. So it's so crazy. And he can't actually get crit hitted by a boss or any from the Corrupted Alliance. So that is insane. And just to let people know about the Corrupted Alliance is actually these 4 factions here. So Demon Spawn, Undead Hordes, Dark Elves, and Knights Revenant. So let's talk about Tuhanarak, who is part of the Barbarians faction as well. Here, she's an amazing support champion, right? She's going to cover a lot of the bases that aren't being covered by the other characters mentioned in this start. And the A1 also does a decreased speed debuff. This one's at 30%, right? So you might get better luck on landing the speed with Stag Knight because it does. It's an A2. Sorry, it's a 50% chance, I believe, with the books, and epics are easier to book out than legendary characters, but it does do extra continuous heal regens as well on this. Her A2 does decrease attack and block buffs. So this is new. Block buffs is a very important skill on a lot of dungeon bosses because it means they can't get buffs. There are a lot of skills on dungeon bosses where they try to buff themselves, and as long as this is there, then they can't do that. It also applies a debuff spread. So whoever you're attacking, you can take other debuffs and spread it to the rest of the enemies if there are more than one. Let's say Spider Boss, Spider Dungeon Boss, Ice Golem, where this is a thing as well. She has some crazy buffing here. She got increased defense buffs and speed buffs for all allies for 2 turns. This is very integral on long fights, especially things like Demon Lord. Nobody else in this link does have these kinds of buffs, so it makes Tuhanarak very important. She's also a Void Champion, which means that affinity-wise, she is going to be good against all types of bosses. And then her passive, this is crazy, that she removes random debuffs, 1 random debuff from all allies on her turn. So if she's fast, she's continually cleansing your team. It's just really, really good. And if they happen to be under continuous heal, they also get 2 instead of 1. So a crazy way to quick cleanse your team. This is just really good. And the icing on the cake is what I'm going to be talking about is going to be the Ezio free login champion. If you don't know much about him, obviously we'll talk about his skills. He's going to be a real great character to kind of slide in instead of Stag Knight for Demon Lord specifically. I think the rest of the characters on this link, you can easily just slide into your clan boss team, but I would probably replace Stag Knight for Ezio when you do get him unlocked. So starting with his A1, he does do a decreased defense debuff, does a lot of damage. Also, if he's under Veil or Perfect Veil, accuracy doesn't matter. He can land it regardless, which makes Rector Drath, the combination here, very, very strong. So we have that with the A1. We have A2, Da Vinci's Design. It's an AoE attack. It also applies poison debuffs and poison sensitivity. And what that does is it makes the poison debuffs hit harder. And once again, if he's under Perfect Veil or Veil, you don't need you don't need the accuracy because it cannot be resisted. And then if he's under 4, if the enemy's under 4 or more debuffs, it automatically activates and blows up the poison for burst damage. Very powerful skill. A3 can steal buffs from the target. This has very interesting uses here. Also cannot be resisted if they're under Perfect Veil, and ignores 35% of the target's defense. So it hits really, really hard. Okay, and then lastly, he does get a Perfect Veil buff on this champion at the start of each round. So don't worry if your cooldowns for Rector Drath are not available at all times. You will get a free 2 turns of Perfect Veil too. He also can just ignore damage. Anything that would exceed 50% of his max HP, there's a 35% chance of doing 0. So pretty crazy. And he has a 35% chance of counterattacking, which would just land this decreased defense debuff. So very powerful. This other passive here is more specific to if you get more of the Assassin's Creed champions, that basically they'll all jump in. But honestly, it's not really that big of a deal, and I haven't really used most of my Assassin's Creed characters together on the same team, so I would kind of ignore this. But he does get a 19% all ally speed aura, all battles speed aura. This is really, really good, because most people don't get this early on. So having this available in the first 7 days or by 7 days into your account, absolutely crazy. So I've covered the 3 legendaries. I've covered the 3 epics that you're going to get at the start of your journey. It is one of the best starts in Raid Shadow Legends by far, right? I have had some pretty good links, but this definitely takes the cake. So let's recap what you're going to get. If you start using the QR code, you're going to get Tholan Falbeard absolutely free at level 1. Just get through the tutorial and you'll get him for free. Also, these 3 amazing epics, which we spoke about in the video, Stag Knight, Rector Drath, and Fahrakin the Fat. First time ever, honestly. Same with Stag Knight, actually. It accounts level 10, 20, and 30. And don't forget that you're going to get the Void Legendary Tuhanarak as well by using the promo code Desert Queen within the first 48 hours. Make sure you do this right when you start your account. So you'll also get Tuhanarak immediately too. And then we also have to talk about Ezio, right? We just did. But here you go. There's a free 7-day login calendar to get Ezio Auditore from the Assassin's Creed while things last for the next month or so until he goes away. So yeah, an amazing start here, guys. Just wanted to bring this up and share this with all you guys. If you want to start a new account, if you want to try something new, if you've never tried raid before, now is the best time to do that. That's it by me, and I'll see you guys all on the next video. And if you like this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and you'll be greatly helping out the channel. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys on the next one.